Good morning, Darren. How are you?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you?
Great, thanks, and yourself?
Good, thank you. Who's Cat MO01? Is that Michael?
That's correct, yes.
I thought so. How are you, Michael?
Great, thanks, and yourself?
Good. We're just waiting for a couple of people to come online. We're looking, Varushka's been online for a while, so just trying to unmute her to call her. Martine, hi. How are you, Martine?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly now.
Hi, how's everyone?
Good.
I'm having problems with my video. I hope you don't mind.
No problem at all. I was considering not having video on this morning because bad hair day, but then I decided I had no excuses. Needed to be here, full sight.
Having problems with the camera is usually excuse for I'm still in my pajamas.
Yeah, well. I was going to say, don't ask what the problems with the cameras are, but
Michael, you're really letting the cat out the bag.
You can hide there, D.
Busted.
Dion, you can hide, eh? We will all see you.
I try too often. You always find me wherever I am. Okay.
We find you.
Just waiting for Lorinda and yeah. Okay, that's fine. She'll come on.
This is experiencing Victoria Falls in a very different fashion, hey?
Indeed, eh?
Well, we certainly we thought that we can't take you up there right now. So we thought it'd just give you a bit of a taste of what it's like. Michael, you have been there.
Oh, that place is the most incredible destination. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
And when it's in that heart of yours, it's there forever, hey?
That's for sure. Most definitely.
And we're all waiting to have you down here. We're all waiting.
Yeah.
We were before Darren had everything set up and ready, and he was the one that had the impact of we can't let you go. And who? And Michael. Yeah.
Sorry?
No, you were ready to go up, and then we had to say, sorry, borders are closed.
Yeah.
Can't get you there.
Just like that, everything was down, and then the flights that I had booked, now Kalula's in business rescue, so I don't know what's happening.
But don't worry, they'll be back. I'm pretty sure that Kalula and British Airways, they'll be back. It's just a precautionary measure that they're taking. So let's pray that that's the way it is, and they'll be back.
They were actually a big sponsor of my radio show.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's also now obviously pending. I don't think we're going to be bringing them back on board anytime soon, at least.
Yeah.
The holidays portion. So Kalula Holidays was sponsoring the Travel Tuesday show. So yeah, I think that's fallen a little bit by the waistline, but we'll still try and assist them wherever we can, you know, once they pick up again.
Shame, I'm sorry to hear that. I think it's 10:05. We are waiting for two ladies. We have been in communication with them. They are finishing off on other Zoom calls that they were on. So we're going to start off with you. And so I've said my good mornings and to say thank you very, very much for coming on board. We really do appreciate it. We thought we couldn't take everybody up to see Vic Falls and experience it. So we thought what better way is to host you online and show you and introduce you to the people that are involved. I hope you feel as much as I do about webinars. Right now, it's like a swear word to me. If somebody says that word to me. So this is not a webinar. Please don't feel that it's a webinar. It's an open forum. It's here for us to chat, to investigate what is happening. For those of you who don't know, my name is Dion Collett and I'm from Take Note Reputation Management. And we have online Darren, and Darren is from More Than Food. We have Michael from Mix FM. We have Varushka from Spice Goddess. We have Maureen from Life Brands. And we have, I think this is Grace that's on board. Is this Grace? I can see your picture, Grace. I'm pretty sure that that's Grace. While she's unmuting herself, then we'll let her.
Yes.
I thought so. Thank
yes,
you.
It is. Thank you.
Welcome, Grace. And
Thanks so much.
then
Lovely.
we have Dina who is just logging on right now. While her audio is connecting, welcome, Dina, to the group. We have in Harare, we have the marketing manager, the group marketing manager for Africa Albida Tourism, Nomi Vuma, who's sitting there with us.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Nomi is in Harare, looking very chilly there, Nomi. You need to be down here in warm Durbs with us.
Try Joburg.
And then introducing you to Anal.
Even the Cape today.
Same. Then welcome you to Analt. Analt is the general manager for Victoria Falls Safari Estate, and he's going to be hosting us this morning. Good morning, Analt. How are you up there in Vic Falls?
Good morning, Dee, and good morning, everybody else. We all good here. We having some great weather for a change, and yeah, we're quite excited, and I'm quite excited to host you all on this Zoom meeting to share and interact and share with you all that we are doing here and all that's happening in our destination here.
I can see the watering hole in the background there as well.
Fantastic. It's all good, man. It's one of our key highlights on our estate here. And where we are at the Vic Falls Safari Club. Obviously, this is our premium brand within our estate property. As you know, we've got Vic Falls Safari Lodge, Vic Falls Safari Club, Vic Falls Safari Suites, the Loktula Lodges, and the Bomber Dinner and Drum Show. So where we are at the moment is the Vic Falls Safari Club. And you can see the watering hole there. This morning, I think we had a very big herd of elephants that came through, followed by a big herd of buffaloes, and now the few kudus and waterbuck that are by the watering hole.
Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to plan that so well. Thanks, Anant, for organizing all of that.
Thank you.
And how have things been with since lockdown?
Yeah, things have been quite different. I must say this lockdown has really made us reflect and on our protocols, processes of how to look after our guests. And yeah, we have had quite a fortunate period here because here we have had the falls at their highest, and we have had to experience that as the industry. We were actually in communication with our Minister of Tourism, so they allowed us, well, during this lockdown to access the falls, be able to experience it. And we've since been open actually for the Vic Falls Safari Club, and we've hosted quite a number of guests that have stayed with us, and we've been enjoying it. I mean, it's been great. We've also had to relook at the whole way we look after our guests, issues of social distancing, issues of masking up, as you can see. I hope I'm not going to give you some COVID through the Zoom. So we've had to really change quite a lot of things that we do here just to be able to look after our guests well. And all our staff have also taken this opportunity to go through a lot of training for them to appreciate the new normal. And we've been embracing it very well here.
Oh, that's so good to hear that you've got guests coming back. Let's show everybody a little bit about Vic Falls Safari Club. Let's show you what everybody's enjoying up there.
As it is now, it's very early in the morning. We're trying to actually capture sunrise over the mighty Victoria Falls. I'm one of those privileged guys who's born and bred in this town. And since I was young, I've always been coming to the falls each and every time. I look at them, they differ to me every day.
Dion, I think we've lost sound. I don't know if it was because you muted your mic.
Maybe try type that. There.
Oh, there we go.
When these days ever enjoy the sort of life that human beings do? And that's the establishment of this restaurant. We do them called the voucher. And that's where we practice voucher.
This is I'm nervous. Getting in there. And where is it? Round two. Zip line.
Hey, buddy.
How do you say that? I just
This is like kind of a money hotel. It's only 4.6%.
Yeah, it looks like that. Amazing sunset, yeah, amazing sunset. I think the sunset you get in Africa is amazing. Sunset Jackson. Evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the Corporate Restaurant. We have a beautiful custard sirloin. Which one's that? My advice for anyone coming to or intending to come to Big Falls is be ready to stay for about 6 days. At least 6 days at least. And the national park, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. My advice would be stay at the Victoria Falls Safari Club. The rooms and the service is amazing. Perfect tip. Well deserved stay, actually.
So that all gives you a good taste of what there is to experience while you're up at the Vic Falls, focusing on Vic Falls Safari Club. Before we watch that video, I actually forgot to introduce you to two very important. Oh, sorry, it's automatically playing the next video. Apologies about that. I forgot to introduce you to two very important people. That is Martine, who is in the background and has helped us to set this all up today. And she's on site. Martine, you're going to pop your head round just to say hello. Hello. And then the other important person that is there is Emma, and Emma looks after all the social media. So if you're following all the social media platforms, Emma's the lucky one that gets to experience all of that, and she's helping us out today with setting this up as well. Hello, Emma. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so we're just letting Lorinda in. She was on another call, and she's just about to join us now. Arnold, I'm sorry. I can smell something coming in. Are you about to be spoilt by something there?
You know what? You can't have a morning without some tea or coffee and some pastries, eh? And yeah, guess who is here? Chef Simba. He's just come through to join me.
Oh,
Morning.
Morning, everyone. A little bird told me that you didn't have breakfast this morning, so
Not at all. What have you got for me here, Simba?
I'll bring you some. Okay, we have a fantastic buttermilk scone. We've got handmade croissants that we make in-house, and also a cranberry muffin, berry compote, and creme fraiche on the side there. So please, enjoy.
That is one thing that is really not fair about sitting on this side and not sitting there with you, joining you.
You know what? Come and join us, John.
While you're all enjoying that, I want to show you a little bit about. That's not nice, Michael.
I'm just joking. It's too early. I was just trying to compete.
It's a good competition there. While Michael and Arnold and Simba are enjoying their morning refreshments, I want to introduce you and show you a little bit about Victoria Falls Safari Club and the lodge where they're sitting, just to give you an essence of what that's all about. How gorgeous is that lodge? Don't you wish you were sitting there? I certainly do. It is stunning. Over to you, gentlemen.
No, thanks so much, Dion. I mean, as everybody has seen, that's the Safari Club, which is where we're seated right now. And obviously, I'm going to chat with Chef Simba here to find out what he has to offer for us and what our resort has to offer in terms of our dining experience for all our guests. And obviously, everybody else wants to know what you've been up to.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to start by saying, I mean, this year has been pretty crazy. As you can imagine, from the chef's point of view, from the dining point of view, we've had to relook at how, our complete service, COVID has really kind of made us rethink it all. And it's been a crazy year. But let me just jump into the dining experiences that you would expect once you come to the property. As mentioned before, the property has three main restaurants. We've got the Boma, we've got the club where we are now, and then we also have at the main lodge, Makua Kua restaurant and Buffalo Bar. So at Makua Kua, we have more kind of casual dining. We've had to relook at our buffet options at breakfast. So we've done away with that. It's all a la carte menus now. And also at the club, what we do at the club here is more fine dining. And yeah, so we just had to really relook at the way we serve our food, and our chefs all wear gloves now. As you can see, I am with the masks as well, to make sure that we're not spreading the coronavirus. Also, all of our chefs are being tested continuously for COVID as they, coming to work. There's hand sanitizers that have been put into place to make sure that we are adhering to the World Health Organization's regulations as to food preparation. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Should we show them a little bit about what the Boma has to offer?
Please go ahead. I mean, you can't come to Big Falls and not experience the Boma.
That's true.
It's a highlight for everyone who comes to this destination.
Everybody after me.
So we will share those links with everybody a bit later today. Roxanne will drop you an email. I have put some of the hashtags on. Please do support the property by letting them know that you're keen to travel, you're wanting to go up to the destination and see what it's all about. And hopefully we can organize that for everybody soon in the future. Are there any questions that anybody has on what's happening on the property, in the area, anything like that?
In terms of the property, I mean, from a restaurant perspective, buffet being an option for breakfast specifically, are you guys open to the public firstly at the moment? And when you do, if not, when you do open to the public, how are you planning to control the buffet option for breakfast?
Thank you so much for that question. Obviously, what we have done, I wish I could show you the photos right now and the videos, which we can send through Dion. We have had to, as the government regulations here and the Ministry of Health, they've actually said we need to operate at 50% of our restaurant capacity. So what we have done is in all our property restaurants, we've actually gone in there and reduced the numbers of our seating capacity. And at each table, you're looking at people sitting a meter apart, and a maximum on any table will be about 6 people. And between the two tables, we'll have a 2-meter distance. So that has really reduced our capacity and spread out the number of people that can come through. And we also recommending mainly if people could actually dine in their rooms. So the people that have been staying with us right now, some of them were dining inside their rooms, and some would come through and sit here. And you can see that we have set tables of 2, tables of 4, but obviously with that social distancing element being implemented.
Of course. Are you guys... Sorry. Are you open to the public at the moment?
At the moment, we are, yes. Obviously, they have to pre-book in advance so that we pre-allocate. So we don't have just people walking in, but we have people that are pre-booked and we allocate. In the event that we have more people than we can take in our capacity at the moment, we've actually had to stagger people coming into the restaurant. So even our in-house guests, if we have more people, we actually make sure either we give them the room option or we stagger their timing to come through into the dining facilities that we have.
We've got a question here from Martine that's put on the group. Which country are you getting tourists from at the moment?
At the moment, it's local people. As you know, that our borders and the airports have been opened. It's a lot of the pent-up demand from the local market. All those people that were stuck in their houses for the past 3-4 months, who really have said, you know what, we have to live with this virus. We have to take all the precautions. And the places we are going to have also taken the precautions, which is ourselves as the service providers. So people have actually been coming through, and mainly these are locals because there are no international flights that are open at the moment.
All right. Are there any other questions from anybody?
What other elements of the experience would you say have changed or have been tweaked or amended because of COVID?
I will start with the dining experience that we've been talking about right now. The buffets are all gone. So at the moment, we're not serving anything from the buffet. And all our food is being served in individual plated style. And obviously, from a staff point of view, where normally you would have 2-3 staff attending to a particular table, we have actually said a staff member attends to the same table from start to finish, so that in the event there's anybody who is not well, our tracing becomes easier to say who attended to this particular guest, and they may need to get help. And also, as you have heard, that the chef, in terms of their food hygiene standards, we've had to actually up our ante there to ensure that everything else is top-notch. And we are also being guided by the World Health Organization, our Ministry of Health, and also any of the best practices that we've also seen other people doing in terms of ensuring high levels of hygiene there. And in terms of our check-in and check-out as well, we've made sure that a lot of it is very limited contact with our staff, so that our guests can come through, check in swiftly to their rooms, and end of their billing is done, and they can pay us using an online system that we have called DPO. So that avoids people coming in to use their swipe cards, etc. So that also helps in terms of limiting the contact between our staff and our guests.
And then from an activities perspective, is also the walk around the property that one can do unguided by yourself. There's also, yes. What can you talk about the activities that are on the property as well?
Yes, I must say we are quite fortunate that we are right at the edge of the national park. So we have actually about 3 key activities that our guests can do in-house here. We can actually do a nature walk within the estate, and we have a bed hide where people can actually go and be able to experience the nature walk, and also view some bird. We have got quite a good number of bird species within the estate. Or guests can actually go to the hide, which is right by the water hole, with a professional guide who can actually walk them to the hide, and they can be observing game that come into the water hole. We also have our resident professional guide and a conservationist of world repute called Charles Brightman. He does game drives into the national park. So again, with all the COVID protocols in place in terms of limited numbers that we can accommodate on these activities, and obviously practicing all the social distancing, ensuring that there's sanitizer, there's water, there's all the facilities that ensure people are doing these activities safely. And obviously you can't come to the Vic Falls and not watch the falls. We still are offering the Victoria Falls with our in-house guests, guides, and they have to ensure that the numbers that they take on those activities are limited, and they are practicing the social distancing aspect as well as they experience the falls. So these are some of the activities that we're doing in-house, but we have also our approved suppliers that we've also made sure that before we can book any of our guests into any of their activities, they must also have followed the correct COVID protocols that have been recommended.
There's a question here from Grace. Given the COVID-19 has impacted the hospitality industry for many, has your staff been impacted with job loss given the limited visitors coming through? And I think, Grace, if I may answer that question, is that I think the hospitality industry throughout the world has been impacted. With the properties Victoria Falls Safari that are on the Victoria Falls Safari estate, there was a lockdown for a 3-month period, but the owners and directors ensured that the staff were well looked after during that time. And you can see through the video and the introduction to the behind the scenes staff that they are all being well taken care of. I hope that answers your question. Are there any other questions?
If I may just ask quickly, with regards to, if you want to call it kickstarting the tourism side within your lodge, are you going to be offering any specials once the borders open up? Let's say, for example, for South African market, will you be offering any promotions or specials to try and gain further interest?
There will definitely, there are specials that are encouraging the local market to travel to the property. Those locals are out there and available, but they are specific to Zimbabwean residents because of the lockdown of the borders. There are specials that have been put together but are not out there because we do not want to be promoting travel when travel cannot happen at the stage. So as soon as we know that borders are open and people can travel within those areas, there are marketing campaigns that have been put in place to suit each market, and they will be released at a time when we know that travel is safe for everybody to go through. Lorinda Scott, does that answer your question, Michael? You happy?
Yes, it does. And Dion, when those promotions start taking place, would you mind sharing them with me as they become available?
With pleasure, we'll share it with everybody. Absolutely. Thank you for that support. Lorinda Scott is asking, are we doing this focused on COVID? The answer is definitely not. Absolutely not. We are looking forward to having our lodges back up and running at a high occupancy on what we left them 3 months ago. And we cannot wait to welcome guests back to Victoria Falls as well as to the properties within the estate. So yes, travel is definitely on our horizon and we are excited for it. Lorinda, I hope that answers your question there. Then she said, Michael, great question. Focusing forward, looking forward to future marketing campaigns. Absolutely, we will share those with you as well. Thank you, Lorinda. So there is a lot of excitement about travel still out there in the world. There is a new trend that we are expecting to come through where people have been in lockdown for so long are wanting to get out there, get traveling, and we're wanting to encourage them to come up to Vic Falls, experience the outdoor, experience the majestic of the Victoria Falls and everything that the estate has to offer you. Any other questions? Arnold, anything you're wanting to add? Are kids welcome, yes, and from what age? Thank you, Martina, for that question. Arnold, are kids welcome on the estate and at what age?
Yes, the kids are welcome. I think I would want to talk about that in a holistic manner, that we, as you know, we've got 4 properties here from an accommodation perspective. We have got the Vic Falls Safari Club, which is where we are. Obviously here we take kids from about 15 going onwards, but in the Safari Lodge, we can take kids from as young as pregnancy. Does that make sense? We take all ages. Equally the same in the Loktula Lodges, which is self-catering facilities that we have here. We take, again, they're suitable for families. We take kids of all ages. Then we've got the Safari Suites where we can also take children because they're also set up for specifically to cater for the family market or friends traveling together or groups. So yes, we do take children within our estate.
Martine also asks, is it a malaria area?
It is. We are in a malaria area, so we obviously do encourage all our guests to take their prophylaxis before they come through. And we also encourage them that when they are in the property, we do provide mosquito repellents and in the rooms, and also our staff do regular fumigation for mosquitoes. But mainly it's during the rain season when we have that problem, which is from about November to about March. But otherwise, throughout the whole year, it's nice and warm, great weather, and yeah. But we always want people to be safe than sorry.
And to give you an idea, I have been traveling up to the Victoria Falls estate for approximately, probably going on 20 years now. And during that time, I've had the honor of being able to travel up to the lodge between 1 to 3 times per year. And this was during my pregnancy as well as with my children. And it is a phenomenal area for children to go to experience, to have a look at the falls, to go to experience the history of what the area has to offer, to meet the people. You will never meet friendlier people than what you have at Victoria Falls. They have the most amazing smiles behind those masks, very friendly people. So definitely a destination you're wanting to take your children to. So in terms of the BOMA, we've got one more question here, is that in terms of the BOMA, we did mention that that video that buffets will be changing. I think we've lost the group at the lodge. I'm sure they'll sign on again. In terms of the BOMA restaurant, how will COVID practices change the experience? We are working on that being more of a plated experience than a buffet. And once the BOMA is up and running, we will do a new video to show how that is all being done, and we will share that with everybody. The BOMA will continue to happen, but obviously social distancing will be practiced. And I think that is it. Any other questions? Agree. Anyone is actually talking again about local travel is a must and over the borders. Oh, we're fighting about getting those borders open, Lorinda. So please support us in that initiative. So that is happening. And we will let you know as soon as there are flights going up to Victoria Falls, as soon as those flights are up and opening and our borders are on. Thank you very much for sharing that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time this morning. I really do appreciate it. We are going to be hosting these every day this week, just to keep in touch with everybody. As soon as the specials are up and running, we will let you know. Okay. And thank you very much for your support. Nami, are there any other elements you're wanting to add?
No, just to thank everyone for joining us this morning. Thank you for your time. Obviously, Dion and her team are there in South Africa for any questions, but we're also here if you have any queries, if you have any additional questions following this this meeting today, and the guys on the ground are also on hand to offer any additional information. But really, we're absolutely delighted that you're able to join us this morning. Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody, and have a fantastic day.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.